How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Oh, I love your top, by the way. It's very
Oh,
flattering.
thank you.
I'm having
I had,
I'm having shirt envy.
yeah, I'm doing good. I had surgery on my nose and no pain. So
Wow.
passing that along. Yeah.
That is very impressive. So, okay. And so I'm very curious to hear on Friday when you went to see your cardiologist, that was, Tuesday of this week is your third week on the patches. And I know your doctor said on your GP, I believe you saw on Monday, you verified that you no longer have AFib, or can you talk right now, or?
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm saying hello from Carolyn and Dan. Carolyn Bradley.
Fantastic,
Dan.
fantastic.
They're saying howdy.
Fantastic. Okay, tell them to call in. They can call in.
Oh, you want to call it?
I'll put the number here on the screen. Let me see if I can find our.
Yeah. Well, she wants me to fill her in on a few things, which is helpful for everybody. Yeah, we will. Bye-bye. They had just gotten a new kitty cat, so they're kind of preoccupied right at the moment. So
A new family member. I'm just going to put in here 213. I should have this 8477. This is to call in to this broadcast. Sometimes people are in areas where they can't get full internet, but they can still call in.
Yeah.
And zoom.us meeting ID. Okay, so there it is in case. So yes, we were saying that on Monday, a week ago Monday, you went to your general practitioner, and your general practitioner, you already knew because you wear a pulsometer that gives you your pulse and your pulse oxygen, correct?
yes, yes.
I knew that your pulse had dropped as a result of being on the patches from 100.
Yeah, I went from being atrial fib and all over 100. Oh, it was horrible. And they call it atrial fib.
Mhm.
And so I went from, and then congestive heart failure. So when I went to my cardiologist what day is this? I don't know. Last Friday, I think it was. Anyway, I was doing fine because I'd been on the patches. The atrial fib had gone away, and I kept track with my little thing. And I can tell because when you have atrial fib, it's not happy. So I told he checked me all out, and everything was fine. And I told him I was just waiting. I said, you know what I've done? I have these things. They're called stem cell activation patches. And using the word stem cell because doctors can think in terms like that. Patches doesn't mean anything to the brains. Stem cells does. How does this woman know about stem cells? Well, let me tell you. So I didn't say much. He was busy, but I dropped the bomb. And so now, because I was scheduled to have in November to have a defibrillator inserted, to keep things under control.
Mm-hmm.
He said, let's do an echocardiogram 2 weeks before so we can cancel everything. So I'm just going to play along, and we can do an echo to see if I even need the defibrillator. Right? I mean, that's in November. I've been on the patches, and by the time I get that distance, forget it. I'm not going to have to have that, I'm sure.
Yeah. So you went from things going infinitely worse.
Yeah.
Over the last 18 months to you started patching, and you're like, you flipped the switch, and now things are getting infinitely better.
Completely better within days.
Yeah.
First day even.
And paying attention to your body, because atrial fibrillation, whenever you have PVCs or any irregularities of the heart, it does not feel good in your chest, and your body does not feel good. It's a very unpleasant, I gotta imagine, very daunting feeling, because it's like you went from never feeling that to all of a sudden you're like, what the heck's going on? Something's not right, you know? And did you have any kind of faint or dizzy spells or vertigo or?
No, I didn't have any of that, and I've never had any problems like this. So this was new.
Yeah.
And so I think now I've gained back my weight to 110. I've always weighed 110 pounds, but when my husband passed away, then I got down to 84 pounds.
Yeah.
So this has been the process that's been working to get back together, and it was slow. I couldn't cook, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm an active person. So that's all changed. It all changed, started getting better and better. But as soon as I put the patches on, that's what changed everything. That's when everything changed. And now I weigh 110 again.
Wow,
So,
that is so fantastic. I can't, I'm so excited, and I'm living vicariously through you. And I honestly, I'm getting the chills just as I'm saying that to you. I really am, because I know, I don't know the congestive heart failure type of sensation, but I do know what it's like to lose 10 pounds that you couldn't afford. When you're normal, you're already slender. So to lose 10, 15 pounds is very drastic, and your clothes are dancing on you, and you just don't feel good because you're underweight.
Yes.
And despite your best efforts to try to put weight on, your body doesn't want to put it on.
Not at all.
It's shed those pounds for whatever reason, because you have some sort of dysregulation. You have an imbalance in your body, and now to put it back on, your body's going, no, we want to stay down here. And it's not a fun situation. It's very frustrating. It's daunting. You just want to gain the weight back to feel better, to look better.
Yeah.
And to be normal again, because you know what normal feels like.
I know.
So I'm thrilled.
This really helped. And then yesterday I had basal cell carcinoma here, and I had that it'll be 9 months in December. And they took tissue out of here and out of my ear and stuff. So I went and had the surgeon check it out, because it's been a long while, and to see how it was going. And so he added some more tissue. And so yesterday I had a little bit of surgery here, shot me up with everything. No pain whatsoever. They wanted to give me pain meds just in case, and I said no. And not even a smidgen of pain. None. Zero.
That's remarkable. I'm really, especially, because you just had that yesterday. So that's quite.
And it's all healing up very quickly, which it would. It's a very small one this time, but still, no pain, nothing. It's like when they cut you open, sometimes when you're healing, it can be painful.
Of course, absolutely. And for a long time it can be. So I'm thrilled that you have that relief, and that you have, because you're activating your stem cells every day. And
I told him about stem cells. I talked to him as he was working on me. I'm talking about stem cells, but I want to throw the words out there.
So
the nurse that was with me, she got it. She talked to me about it afterwards. So
yeah, I had a military doctor last fall who, one of the gentleman that you saw in the 10-minute video, Al, who in 2 hours, 18 minutes, his headache, his fever, his chills, all of his symptoms went away in 2 hours and 18 minutes. Somebody that he got started on the patches, Jenna, when she went to her military doctor was immediately very, very intrigued and wanting to get her hands on the patches for the other, soldiers that they have and so forth. So yeah, it's really quite exciting, because it's more people who are in relief, and not just masking the pain, but the pain receptors are turned off. But guess what? There's reparation going on, and you're not feeling pain, because things are being regenerated immediately with a third of your previously dormant stem cells. where the tissue is being replaced. The
Yeah.
damaged cells are being replaced with the new ones, which is why you don't have pain. So, and everybody's different. You know, some people it takes a little longer to not get to that pain, to be in a place where they have zero pain. I'm pleased as punch that for you, it happened so quickly, so immediately, you know, within first 24 hours, you had a big reduction in pain. And within your first week, you got down to, I believe in the first week, you were already with no pain, right? From
Oh, yeah.
the shingles and from things going on.
Yeah.
So Carol, that is exquisitely exciting.
I'm excited. I'm very excited because I understand the value. It's my stem cells. It's not somebody else's.
Yeah, it's not something.
And they're just, I understand that stem cells are waking up with these patches. It's incredible.
Yeah, imagine you at 90 days from now, 6 months from now, 9 months, let alone 12 months from now.
Yeah.
It's going to be really fantastic. So do you have any questions whatsoever with regards to the stem cell activation patches or anything related thereof?
I think I'm just learning. You had me put them all here, and I'm learning that, yeah, I can, even the used ones, I stick them on the window or something, and then there's still a little juice in them.
There is.
So I put them on my feet, and that's actually been interesting. So I know that there are other parts of my body that would probably like a backup, but I'm not worried about it because I have the X39 and X49, and they're all, they're working all over the place. It's amazing.
Yeah, so, it is very remarkable.
Yeah. I have glaucoma, and so, but I'm not worried about it because my eyesight has actually gotten, in some ways, my eyesight has gotten better. So I go like this with my glasses, so. So we'll see. We'll see.
You're experiencing a lot of improvement.
Yes, a lot of improvement.
So let me share with you here my screen. We're going to recap. We're going to go, instead of doing the 5 of 12 bullet points, which goes over the Fantastic 5, I'm going to review today the 12, like all the stem cell activation patches, so that you can see an overview of everything that we have available. Anyone, I don't know if anyone else will jump on the call. It's possible because, every day from 2 o'clock Pacific time and 7 p.m. we always do this, and so that people can always send whoever they have that might be interested, anyone who wants to give updates, anyone who has any questions. That's what we're here for. So let me share that one today. That's the 12. Let's see, we're gonna go over here. And I'm going to share, did I share with you? I'm going to share this little cute quadruped, his results, because I don't think I've shared this before. I want to share this little guy because you did talk about, you said you have glaucoma or cataracts in your eyes?
Glaucoma and cataracts.
You have both. Okay. So this little quadruped that belongs to one of our people who are on the patches also had an issue with cataracts. And so their mommy decided to put the patches on their collar. And this is how he looked before.
Wow.
And after 1 month, look at the reduction in those cataracts.
Oh my word.
They're almost gone.
Wow.
Most pets that I've seen, because we have so many people whose dogs have they're older dogs. And so it's very common for dogs to get cataracts in their last years. And most of them within 2 months, their cataracts are completely gone.
That's incredible.
And so I find, and it doesn't matter if it's a tiny little Chihuahua or if it's a big, Husky or a Saint Bernard or a Great Dane, they all seem to have that wonderful benefit. And so can you imagine how awesome this dog's going from being blind to now being able to see?
Oh, beautiful.
And the thing is, the way the patches work, the patches, as you're aware and realize and recognize, is that they are systemic in nature. They don't just work on one thing. We don't have patches for the eyes. We don't have patches for the tongue, patches for the nose, patches for the stomach. No, they deal with organ systems of the body. So the fact that this dog has the benefit that we can clearly see from the outside that his cataracts went from being present to almost 100% gone, is that other things have been repaired inside this dog's body as well. Because stem cells don't care if a damaged cell is from an eye or a damaged cell is from a heart or from a liver. It's going to replace damaged cells, period. So this all equates to reverse aging and longevity for this beautiful little being that brings so much joy to their family. So I'm so excited to share that with you. So now let's go to my presentation here, and I'm going to show you this here. And we're going to talk about my bullet points. And the first, we always talk about our disclaimer because we always want to be compliant. We want to make sure that people are aware that we don't heal, we don't cure, we don't treat, we don't diagnose. Heck, we don't even give you protocols, but we do have a veritas concilium, and veritas means true. Concilium means plan of action. So we do have a true plan of action using traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture points to magnify the effects of the patches on the body. The patches do work anywhere on the body. So with that being said, let's talk about X39. And if you have any questions pertaining to X39, and just let me know as we go along the ways. You're my co-pilot today. How's that, Carol?
Okay. All right.
So X39, and I've had a few people recently who asked, it's like, well, why is it 39? Why isn't it 99 or 109 or 11? I said, well, that's because there were 39 iterations of this patch before they finally landed on the perfect formula. David finally came down to the exact precise geometrical pattern of the patch, of those crystals, and the specific frequency so that it would give these effects. And so then that's why it's called X39. So this is the first of the Fantastic Five. I call the 5 patches that take care of the primary systems of the body the Fantastic Five, because it is so fantastic what they do. And as you guys know, Carol is already experiencing the wonderful benefits of that, as am I. And so X39 activates your cells by your body's own infrared light, which resets a third of your genes to a younger, healthier state. This repairs cellular damage, restores collagen. Collagen is the #1 building block protein of the body. Rebuilds scar tissue by replacing that scar tissue with your original tissue. I'm also the benefactor of that because I had a very large scar that is now almost invisible. Reduces fine lines and wrinkles. Who doesn't love that? Truth be told, stem cells don't care about fine lines and wrinkles. They don't care about beauty. We do. Men and women alike, we do. But stem cells just recognize damaged cells. And since they're programmed to replace them, wherever there is oxidative stress, there are damaged cells and there's a fine line and wrinkle. And so stem cells go, oh, we got to go there. We got to replace those cells. This leads to increased energy, increased sexual libido, antioxidants, anti-aging, anti-inflammation, pain relief, anywhere from 50 to 100% reduction in your pain within 3 to 4 minutes of applying the patches. Improved hair growth. I've been the recipient and benefactor of that. Within 4 months, I had 70% fill-in of a bald spot that I had on the back of my head, the size of my palm, when I was in my accident in 2017, just 3 blocks shy of finishing my 16-mile bike ride when I was hit from behind. And so the point of impact was behind here. And now I'm proud to say that I have about 7 or 8 inches of hair growth back there, which is very cool. This also gives you improved sleep, deeper, sounder, just better quality sleep. When you sleep, you go deep and you sleep very soundly. Do you have any questions about this or any comments? I know that you slept very well your first night and since then, Carol?
No, it's working. I'm really excited. I've listened to these things now, and I know I'm learning from my experience that this is possible. stem cells waking up anywhere in the body is creating wonderful stuff to happen again. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Really excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting to know that this is possible and that this is within our reach.
Yeah.
So now we go to the second patch, which is X39's daughter is X49. So if you're thinking that there were 49 iterations of X49 before it came out, you're exactly right. You understand the pattern now.
Yep. Yep.
So this X49 patch, and just to kind of give people a frame of reference, the X39 came out about 4 years ago in 2019, and X49 was just released in May. It was 2 years ago in May. So it hasn't been out that long. And so that's why sometimes people say, well, so why haven't I heard about this? I go, well, you know, even though the company that David Schmidt formed is 19 years old, it'll be 20 years old next year. The first patch was the energy enhancer patch, which you'll see me here wearing with the tan on left, the white on right. The facts are that energy enhancer is like 23, 24 years old, but X39 and X49 are just 4 years old and 2 years old. So they haven't been around that long. The rest of the patches have different schedules over the last 19 years that they've been rolled out. I don't remember when each one of them was rolled out, but I just wanted to let people know it's just now starting to get into more people's awareness. And as people are looking for organic, holistic solutions to repair, restore, and regenerate your body, they're, of course, attracting this into their experience. So X49 does something entirely different than the mother stem cell activation patch. This one, in fact, increases lean muscle mass. It increases your bone density, your muscle mass and strength, and it increases your energy, your focus, your cardiovascular function. I just realized here that I have and focus twice. That was a typo. Protects you from the electromagnetic frequencies from 5G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, EMFs, radiation poisoning, TSA scanners, X-ray machines, MRI scans. I'm trying to think, CAT scans, so PET scans, MRIs, etc. People are oftentimes not aware. I like to let people know that, think about, you know, we have some diagnostic tools in medicine, which I think are very critically helpful and useful and very detailed, and they really help the doctor navigate the waters of what's going on inside your body to figure out what that snapshot, it's a picture of what's going on right now so that they can figure out a course of action, a protocol for you. However, some of those tests, like for example, magnetic resonant images, MRIs, they have radioactive isotopes, radioactive materials that are put into your body so that they can pick up the magnetic, you know, tracers in your body so they can see what it is that it's wrong. So that comes at a price because you're putting in radioactive material in your body. Trace amounts, but it's still radioactive material nonetheless. PET scans that uses radioactive isotopes also. And so these different forms of tests, it's like, you know, we need to be conscious and aware that what we're doing when we're exposed to those things and not overly expose ourselves unnecessarily. So with people who are in advanced stages of whatever type of conditions, it's absolutely necessary to see what's going on. So you have to kind of like trade one thing for the other. But the beautiful thing is that this particular patch protects you from the radiation poisoning. Doesn't matter what the source is. Doesn't matter if it's a test, or in my case, and in most of the states here in the US, most of our tap water has radioactive material in it. And so we're taking showers and baths with water that has radioactive material in it. And that comes at a price to our bodies are trying to filter everything it can. And so this particular patch is going to protect you from the radioactive materials and poisoning that you're getting from just your tap water. So very, very important. This patch also, we love the fact, athletes love this, but in fact, I don't know any human being, I've never come across one who didn't say, this is cool, that it's using, your belly fat as an immediate source of energy, so that if you have any belly fat, it's going to flatten out your tummy. And I'm not saying that this is a weight loss patch, because it's not. We don't have any weight loss patches. We do have varietas conciliums and a patch placement that's done to create certain effects like weight loss. And there's been many people who've lost weight who needed to lose weight. So people who are underweight, like you and I, when we started on the patches, we didn't need to lose weight. So our stem cells are smart enough to know, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Her original programming doesn't call for her to be at 85 pounds. She's supposed to be 110. So your stem cells, okay, we need to, metabolically, we need to change this, that, and whatnot. We need to replace these cells and so forth. And then without you having to do anything, over and above board, your body starts to, because your body's getting into balance. And so this is a beautiful thing. It reduces belly fat. If you have belly fat and if you have osteoporosis, it will lessen the osteoporosis, because osteoporosis is not a sickness, not an illness or a disease. Osteoporosis is simply a state of being. It's a condition. So osteo means bone in Latin. Porosis means porous. So it means bone porous. Because this increases your bone density, as your bone density increases, your osteoporosis disappears. It's as easy as that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as I like to say. Then we have glutathione. This is a very powerful master antioxidant. The next three patches that we're going to talk about, which are completing the Fantastic Five, are master antioxidants. They make our Y-age system. Why is it called Y-age? I don't know. I need to ask David Schmidt every time I see him in person. There's so many other questions that I have to ask him, that I need to, at some point, ask him, why is it called Y-age? Perhaps the logic is, why age when you can rejuvenate? I don't know. If it were me, that's what I would say, but I don't know definitively why it's called the Y-age system. I don't know if the Y stands for youth, or I really don't know. I will find out. But the glutathione, carnosine, and eon patches are the next three. And glutathione is a master antioxidant that is responsible for detoxifying your body. It's the master detoxifier. It's what it increases your immune system. So it's going to boost your immune system. And upon you wearing the patch, the first 24 hours, you are going to receive a boost in your glutathione levels to the tune of whatever your original playbook said, which your stem cells are programmed with. Your stem cells are going to go, oh, increased glutathione. Original playbook says 555. Okay, we got to get this up 555%, because that's what your original programming calls for. So it's going to get set to whatever number is part of your original programming. It won't be too much, and it won't be deficient. It can't be deficient, because deficient is prior to you patching. Once you're patched, then that glutathione level will go back to whatever your original playbook said that your original genomes are programmed for. And so abracadabra, then that within 24 hours, you have that 300 to 600% boost in glutathione levels. And as a recap, glutathione, your brain signals your liver to manufacture glutathione. And then your liver goes ahead and sends glutathione through your bloodstream to all the organs of the body, and every single muscle of the body has glutathione. Glutathione is very important in brain function. It's also very, very critically important with eye care. So I'm thinking here, I might send you a few glutathione patches just for you to wear them for a few days, and so that you have the benefit of that. I believe when you started, Carol, didn't you start on X39, 49, carnosine, and eon?
Yeah, I did.
So I'm going to send you, I'll send you a week's worth of glutathione, so that you have the benefit of the increase in glutathione. Oh. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. The next thing is carnosine. So carnosine is a fantastic patch, because this master antioxidant, it's what supports and improves the cardiovascular system and all things related to heart and muscle. It improves healthy brain function, memory, focus, and brain processing time, strength, stamina, and endurance, detoxes the brain from aluminum, aids wound healing. So carnosine, the root word is carne, which comes from Latin, and carne, think of carne asada tacos, that's beef tacos. So carne just simply means flesh. So when you look at carnosine, you can think of, oh, carnosine, this particular patch is going to have to do with all the muscles of my body. My heart is the, primary muscle, most important muscle really of the body. So this has to do with all things supporting and improving all things related to the heart, the muscles, and anything related to the heart also has to do with the clarity of your mind, your ability with which you can think, with which you can recall information and process, and with which you can focus. So very, very powerful patch. I know you've had great success with this, and your results, again, it's the sum total of the 4 patches that you're wearing. The next, the other thing is to bring to people's attention is that this patch detoxes your brain from aluminum. So how often people in general, I think we're not aware. We're so busy with there's so many things that take our attention away that we oftentimes don't stop to think of what we're really doing or what we're being exposed to in our environment. And so if you think back, most Americans, doesn't matter, Americans, anyone who's lived in the United States, North America, I'm going to say, over the last 50 years, and I don't know when they invented toothpaste, but I do know that growing up until 2014, our toothpaste was in an aluminum tube.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we've known for 25 years that aluminum is a known neurotoxin, that causes cognitive decline. That means it causes a decline in your brain function and your ability to think, your ability to focus, and your ability to recall. It actually causes that. So it's a neurotoxin. And yet we've been using toothpaste, and toothpaste, because it's in an aluminum container, it's pulling and it's absorbing that aluminum into the toothpaste. Then we take the toothpaste, we're brushing it on our teeth, and it's being absorbed through our gums and through our tongue. Even though we don't swallow the toothpaste, you don't have to swallow it. That thin membrane of gums and your tongue is absorbing that toothpaste and the contents of toothpaste, which there's aluminum in there. And so now, guess what? All of that goes into your body's system and it starts to accumulate. And now you're not thinking about it, and you're drinking that beer out of an aluminum can, that cranberry juice, that Coca-Cola, that Pepsi, that Crush, that 7-Up, that Sprite, whatever those drinks are. Maybe it's even a vitamin water that's in a aluminum can.
Yeah.
And that beverage is absorbing trace amounts of aluminum that you're putting into your body unaware. And then you go out to eat with your friends or with your family, and then you've got take home, and then they give you an aluminum tin with aluminum paper to put that hot food in, which is absorbing now. Maybe it wasn't cooked in an aluminum pans and so forth. Maybe they were steel, maybe they were probably iron, because that's actually what they use in most restaurants. But now you have it in this aluminum tin. Now it sits overnight, a day or two, you warm it up, you heat it, and now that food has traces of aluminum. You can see how things start to accumulate, and we have no idea. Yeah. We have no idea. And so as you become aware of these things, guess what? One of the beauties is that this patch is detoxing your brain from aluminum. It's detoxing your entire body from aluminum, along with glutathione doing a master detox through your body. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm so glad that David Schmidt thought of putting together this particular patch, because he identified the master antioxidants of the body. And he said, okay, we need to definitely activate this within the body using our stem cells. Of course, these things added up, sum total, is going to aid whatever wounds you have in your body that require healing, reparation, restoration. That's going to take place as a byproduct. It's just an inevitable outcome. When you take a damaged cell, if it's replacing a damaged cell, then it's over time, it's also replacing the tissue. It's discarding that, because that is now waste. That is going to create reparation and restoration in your body, right?
Yeah.
And so this is the outcome of the carnosine patch. Do you have any questions about carnosine?
No, it's fabulous. I like it. And I, seeing the list of all of the things that it can affect is amazing. It's just incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is impressive for sure. It is incredible. I agree with you. You're right. So now we're going to go on from carnosine. Now we're going to move on to Eon, which is our master antioxidant. And this is a master anti-inflammatory. This patch regulates and manages inflammation top to bottom, head to toe. We call this our anti-stress, also known as our happy patch. I've had many people within the first week, many on the 21st day, call me and say, oh my gosh, I've been on the patches 3 weeks. Many of them will call me on exactly the 21st day, and they will say, I feel so happy. In fact, I feel euphoric, but I feel so calm. I used to be fidgety, and I used to be very OCD, and I used to be very nervous, and I had a lot of anxiety, and I've suffered with PTSD for X amount of years or X period of time. And I don't have that angst anymore. I'm just calm. I feel calm, but I feel really happy for no apparent reason. The only thing I've done different is add these patches, and I feel legitimately happy. And I tell them, I said, it's the Eon patch of the Fantastic Five that you're wearing, because this patch does brain balancing of your left and your right your brain hemispheres. So it's going to balance the left hemisphere and the right. When you start on the patches, you're out of balance, and it doesn't take long for that to get into homeostasis, where now you've got that brain balancing going into effect, and that gives that calm feeling. And as the Eon patch manages your inflammation, it reduces your cortisol levels from your anxiety that you've experienced, from that fight or flight response, your adrenals. When you have a situation that's causing that fight or flight response, your adrenals release cortisol so that you have that added energy. And now, because the cortisols are being brought into proper balance, and your C-reactive proteins that are in your blood are also regulated and reduced, now you feel a calming effect, but you feel happy and energized. And so this is a great effect of wearing these patches together. Do you have any questions about this patch or any comments about this?
The brain balancing, I've noticed. Definitely my brain is coming back to balance. I can tell it's very clear. I love it. I really like it.
Yeah,
I'm getting things done without having to think about the things to do.
you
It
just,
just it's just coming forth. And I like that.
yeah, that's awesome. I was talking to Carol Lynn, one of your friends, and she says, she goes, I've known Carol for years, and I have never seen, this is the most active and the most productive, and she is so much more alert, and she's so much happier, and she's out of pain now. She's pain-free. She goes, I'm so impressed to see how much better she's doing in such a short period of time. And I told her, yeah, it's very exciting to witness when you see your friends and family and people that you know experiencing these effects, and to be the person that's inside your body where you're like, things literally feel clearer.
Yes.
It's like, you just know, it's like, oh my gosh, I normally in the past, I would have had to write a big list of all these things. I don't even need to write a list. I just boom, boom. I go, yeah, it was 5 things. You're like, you don't have to like really search. So it is really quite phenomenal.
It's very phenomenal. It's wonderful.
So we're going to talk about energy enhancer. I'm going to send you some samples of energy enhancer as well. Energy enhancer. I love this patch. You see that I wear it almost, I would say 98% of the time I wear it. Every now and then I'll have a day or two where I just kind of feel like, nah, today I don't need to wear energy enhancer. But this patch was the very first patch that was ever invented by David Schmidt. And it's to increase your energy. And it's to increase your stamina and performance and improve endurance and maximum aerobic capacity at a subcellular level. Now, this also increases your heart rate variability, and it also regulates your lymphatic system. So it's I should have that in the bullet points here. I'll have to add that, but it's a very fantastic patch for that reason. This was when David Schmidt was approached by the Department of Defense, whom he was already under contract with to invent all sorts of other different things for them. And the Department of Defense asked him, hey, can you invent something for our Navy SEALs to increase their energy? Because we've got them on amphetamines and energy drinks, and the energy drinks and amphetamines do work, but they crash and it's kind of hard on their body and it's not the healthiest thing. What can you do? And David went to prayer and meditation, got this divine download, went to his lab, started to test everything out. And what was born was energy enhancer, which we are the benefactors of now. So very powerful patch. People love this patch. I've had people, I should share, I have a gal, well, I don't know if I have it that handy, but Annie Cattrall is an RN from Australia, and she started on the patches just about a month ago. And the first 24 hours that she got the patches, she had got off of work, and her heart rate was 151 beats per minute, which is way too high for a resting heart rate, right? We know that that's hypertension. And she immediately, when she got home, she immediately put the energy enhancer on because she had just received her patches. And she said within minutes of her putting the energy enhancer patches on, her heart rate went from 151 down to 70 something. She said immediately it came down. And she said it felt really bad to have her heart rate so high. And when it immediately went down and it just normalized, she's like, oh my gosh, she felt so much better within minutes. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is going to experience that effect within minutes. I'm saying that it's potentially possible for your body. I don't know what's going on in each individual's body is like a thumbprint. They're all very unique and different. But in her particular case, and she has some heart conditions kind of going on with her. And so for her, this was such a relief. And she has some pretty good testimonials. I have to see if I can get her on a call. We have a 17-hour time difference where when it's 2:00 here, it's 17 hours later in Melbourne. So I got to see if I can see if we can coordinate it for her to be on either the 2:00 or the 7:00 Zoom so she can share her testimonial. Very exciting. So that's energy enhancer. Ice wave. So ice wave is sending a wave of ice, of cooling off feeling in your body. It turns off pain receptors in the body. It's to provide relief at the source of wherever you have ache, pain, or discomfort. Now, it also is all of our patches are non-transdermal, non-invasive, drug-free methods for quick relief of the body, right? And in this particular case, ice wave for pain reduction. This contains natural, non-toxic organic crystals that absorb body heat and generate infrared signals to the body, because just like all of our patches, as soon as you apply the patch on your skin, your infrared light bounces off of this crystal lattice that's mimicking a diamond crystal. And now it's reflecting back that infrared light that's your light. It's not anybody else's infrared light. It's reflecting back your infrared light, and that is activating this effect. When it comes with ice wave is reflecting back that signal to turn off pain receptors in the body. The thing to note about this is, and to comprehend and understand, is that in 2013, it was approved as a beneficial medical device for pain reduction in France and the European Union, altering patch classification in Europe. And that is a direct quote from the Tang International Journal of Genuine Traditional Medicine. These are FDA compliant class 1 medical devices under general wellness products here in the United States. And it's available in 81 countries and growing. All of our patches are, for the most part, most of our patches are available in 81 countries. So you can only imagine the hoops that had to be jumped through at the different governments throughout the world in order to get the patches to be accepted into those countries and so forth. And so often most of our patents are global patents, so they're not just in the United States. This ice wave patch, I did not suggest to you, Carol, because oftentimes I've noticed that many people just with the patches, the X39, the 49, glutathione, carnosine, and eon, their pain goes away or is greatly diminished in the first few days of wearing the patches. So in some instances, some people have a more acute pain where, you know, every person is everything is very individualized. We can't say everything is like for everybody. But so depending on the level of pain that someone is experiencing, someone might need ice wave, and that's an as needed only patch. So you're not going to be wearing, if you have pain, you're not going to be wearing ice wave for the next 12 months. The rest of the patches, yes, you can wear them for the next 12 months. That's called for, but ice wave is not one of those patches. Ice wave is as needed only when you have pain, then you apply that. If you have a headache, you can apply it. If you have a migraine, you can apply it. If you broke a bone, sprained an ankle, you can apply it. But I've had times where I had somebody with broken bones who I ran out of ice wave. I just couldn't keep it. It was at the beginning where I couldn't seem to keep it in stock because it didn't matter how many I bought. 6, 12, 24, they were all gone that same week. And so I could not seem to order enough to meet the demand. So in lieu of ice wave, you can use eon, because since that's a master anti-inflammatory patch and it reduces inflammation and it does the brain balancing at the same time. And the eon also reduces the cortisol levels. When you have pain, you have increased cortisol levels and C-reactive proteins in the body. So eon's reducing cortisol and C-reactive proteins. So I like using eon in lieu of ice wave because it's actually repairing and regenerating. It's actually rebuilding things inside of your body at the same time. But every now and then somebody might need both. So that just depends. So if necessary, and people who can afford to buy, you know, larger amounts of patches, if they can afford to, you know, spend the extra money and say, well, let me just get it. And if I need it, I'll use it. And if I don't need it, then I'll have it on hand in case of, it's a good patch to have in case of an emergency, if, you know, for whatever reason that might happen. So that's the ice wave patch. Very popular patch. Alavita. So the Alavita, everybody equates the Alavita patches and the Alavita system with skin, because this is the one that increases and elevates the epithelium peptides. So because it's increasing the epithelium peptides in your skin, it's starting to more rejuvenate your skin inside and outside of your body. This patch is best known for activating your pineal gland. Very popular with not just men and women, with meditators, people who want to have their pineal gland activated, people who are sleep deprived or suffer from insomnia, because it's activating your pineal gland. It's going to increase and reset your melatonin. It's also increasing collagen, which is a building block protein for the skin. It improves mental clarity, which is part of the activation of the pineal gland. Your mental clarity is going to become more acute. Your focus, deeper. Your sleep is going to be deeper and sounder. It gives you antioxidants because melatonin is an antioxidant, and melatonin is also tied to melanin and melanopsin. Melanin in your eye, melanopsin in your brain. It also reduces oxidative stress, like the eon patch. It stimulates both the frontal lobes of your brain. So eon does balancing of the left and the right brain hemisphere. This one is going to stimulate the left and right frontal lobes. And in the front of your brain, that's where you have your executive functioning. That's where you have impulse control. That's where you have emotional responses. It's also the part of the brain where when you come in contact with any allergens, that's when the brain will release from the frontal lobe antihistamines in response to whatever allergen you've been exposed to. So this is going to stimulate that frontal lobe and start to bring that into balance. So very important. I did not mean to move that way. Sorry about that. Very important stem cell activation patch as well. And because this is elevating your epithelium peptide, and it is tied to melatonin and melanopsin and melanin, it's going to reduce your it's going to increase your solar callus so that you don't sunburn as easily or so that you don't sunburn. I will say that in April, when I was in Aruba in April, and I was there because I won an all expense paid trip for being in the top 75 stem cell activation specialist in the North American globe. And all of us that were there in Aruba is hot. It's a little island and it is hot. And it's amazing to me that I didn't see anybody during the week that we were there. I didn't see anybody. Normally you see, people from your group pretty crisp. I'm more olive complected and I burn in those tropical weathers. But here in California, I don't really have a chance to burn. However, a lot of my friends that are much more fair complected, they do burn. And it's very interesting because no one was sunburned. They were sun-kissed, but no one was really sunburned. And so one of the nice things is you don't have to wear sunscreen or sunblock. Sunscreen and sunblock is actually not very good for you. You may want to, for people who are going to watch this replay, I would really encourage you to look up Dr. Jack Kruse on YouTube and check out why you should never wear sunblock, sunscreen, and even sunglasses. The truth is that our eyes need to be exposed to the sun and the sun rays, and it's beneficial for our eyes as well as our skin to not have that barrier of sunscreen and sunblock. This patch, however, is going to increase your solar callus, and therefore the result is that you don't have sunburn, which is a really cool thing. Any questions about this, Carol?
No, this is wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad. I like the pineal gland. You got to keep that awake.
Yes, definitely, definitely, definitely. So let's talk about the Alavita trio, because we do have, the trio includes 2 sleeves. So one sleeve is, when you have one sleeve, a sleeve is simply an envelope. It's a specialized envelope to contain stem cell activation patches so that each sleeve has 30 patches in it. And so the Alavita trio comes with 2 sleeves, which is 2 months worth of patches. And then it also comes with a daily facial nectar and a nightly restore facial cream. And those last about 90 days, sometimes a little longer. And these are great products. To be honest with you, when I first started using the patches, I'm like, I'm not going to do the creams. I'm not going to do the creams. I'm not going to do the nectar. I'm not going to do the nightly restore. I'm just going to stick to my coconut oil. I like to use baking soda and coconut oil to wash my face in the morning. It kind of gives me a little bit of exfoliation. It's all organic. It's all, the alkalinity of baking soda is good for your body, and the baking soda, the organic coconut oil also has master antioxidants, antimicrobicidals, and so forth. Been using that for years. I just want to keep with that, and no need for me to do these things. However, as I started seeing testimonials of people, men and women alike, who use the Alavita patch as well as we're using the creams, I realized, I'm like, okay. So after 4 months of being on the patches, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and order this Alavita trio. I'll see how I like it. And I'm going to see how my skin reacts. Well, I've never looked back. As soon as I started wearing that, I thought, that was in October. So I thought, oh, now I know what I'm going to give my mother for Christmas, my sister-in-laws. I'm like, this is incredible. I have to start talking to, everyone about this, because it really is a great system. It's all organic, holistic. Everything is made from natural ingredients. The Nightly Restore Facial Cream is a 2-in-1 moisturizer and anti-aging nectar. This doesn't have any fragrances in it. It has Tahitian vanilla. In a minute, we'll talk about that in just a second. But it's made from seaweed oil and algae oil, and all the ingredients are organic and holistic. This is a skin and body regeneration system that elevates, like I said before, your epithelium and peptides. It's created with microalgae oil, which is a high form of DHA, and which is an omega that your skin loves, essential fatty acid. It contains bioactive polypeptides obtained from milk, which helps activate fibroblast, increasing collagen. I don't know why this is missing here. increasing collagen. It's fat soluble, vitamin C, milk peptide to increase hyaluronic acid production to increase collagen. So I have been impressed with the Alavita Trio, the patch, as well as the creams. And I didn't think, I was skeptical and guarded. I stopped years ago using any commercial creams of any sort, just because there are things that are, when you look at the ingredients, they're like, nope. Even the ones that were supposed to be more non-comedogenic and for sensitive skin, etc. Because I've had, I won't say that I have anymore, because now that I've been on the patches, whatever caused my skin sensitivities from childhood until adulthood, I know that that's been regenerated. So my skin doesn't seem to be as sensitive anymore. However, I've really loved the Alavita Trio. I've been impressed, not just what I've seen with other people, but also for myself. So definitely like this. We are going to go on. Do you have questions about Alavita in any way, shape, or form?
No, looks very interesting. I'm going to have to check on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. All of them do. They all have their special little smile to me.
Yeah, they do. They do. So we're going on to the next patch. I love this patch because since I had a traumatic brain injury from my accident, I knew that I needed to regulate my autonomic nervous system. I've been an advanced meditator for over 25 years. I'm also a Dr. Joe advanced student, having attended 9 of his advanced week-long events and 3 of his AFUs. And so I know how important it is to regulate your autonomic nervous system to balance your body and so forth. But I knew that I still needed to, and there's only so many hours in the day that you can meditate, right? And the nice thing is when you put these patches on, the patches are like these little solar panels. It's kind of like a 12-hour meditation, because when you're in meditation, you are actually in a state of where you're no one, nobody, no thing, nowhere, no place, and no time, right? And so as you're doing that, you are separating your consciousness from your body, and then you're signaling the light within your body to activate your autonomic nervous system, and you're moving that light within the body. But we can only do that for a certain amount of time a day. But when we wear the patches, we're guaranteed that, for example, for SP6, for the 12 hours that I'm wearing the SP6 patch, along with my X39, 49, glutathione, carnosine, and eon, guess what? I'm also signaling for 12 hours. If I have issues with appetite and cravings, that's being signaled. It's going to increase digestive function, increase organ function, balance hormones and hypothalamus, and regulate your autonomic nervous system. So I did wear this patch from the very beginning because I knew that I needed this regulation of the autonomic nervous system. I definitely could benefit from these other things, including balancing of hormones. Any woman over 40, we need this. So that is, that's what this particular patch does. And all we have to do is apply it every day, wear it for 12 hours, drink 50% our weight in fluid ounces of water. And then at the end of 12 hours, our alarm goes off, says remove patches. And then you remove your patches. You set them on your mirror, your window, your countertop, whatever you choose. And then the next day, you just repeat applying your new patches on. You take your used patches, you can put them on your feet, under your feet. It worked really fantastic. Do you have questions about this one, Carol? Okay, I think you may have frozen. So that's the SP6 patch. Now, I'm going to spend little time on Nirvana because Nirvana just went temporarily not available. It's being reformulated. So I will say I do have people who are still on this patch, and they bought Nirvana months in advance because they knew that it was going to be discontinued. This is a patch to lift depression, help you attain happiness, joy, and euphoria, and elevates and sustains beta endorphins. The system, which is simply the patch with supplements that you take orally, either 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning, 1 at night, or both at night, or any combination thereof, is the system. Again, I'm not going to spend much time on this because right now it's temporarily not available. It became temporarily not available at the end of June, and it's being reformulated. So when it comes back out, then it'll be available again. But right now, I still have a few Nirvana patches left for my people who are already on their Nirvana, either system or Nirvana patch. So I have those available for them. So we're going to move on to the next and last patch, which is Silent Nights. So Silent Nights is exactly that. It helps you have a silent night because it regulates your sleep through melatonin production, which is an antioxidant important for oxidative stress and cancer protection. This patch also calms kids with ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder. And so this patch is an as needed only patch also. You don't need to wear this patch every night. You only wear this patch when you're suffering from insomnia, or maybe the first 30 or 60 days after you started on the patches, as you're looking to regulate and normalize your body so that you get really good sleep. So those are the patches. The only patch I didn't include here is AccuLife, which is the exact same thing as IceWave. IceWave is the pain management patch. It's the same exact patch. It's just that the sleeve and the packaging is different, and it's just for animals. So as far as FDA compliance, it has been packaged so that it's FDA compliant, and it can be marketed basically to veterinarians or people with their pets. Could be a horse. The research studies were done on horses, and with incredible results for pain management. I just saw a video of a horse that immediately, as soon as they put the IceWave patch, immediately the reaction of the horse was so impressive. Maybe I should play that video with you guys. We don't have enough time today, but maybe either the 7 o'clock or the 2 o'clock tomorrow, perhaps I'll do that. So for people wanting to look at the scientific research studies, you can go to startx39now.com. You click that link, and that will take you directly to our online educational site. Nothing to buy there. It's all education. 2-minute video, 3-minute video, an 18-minute video, and then the research papers, as well as the 120 patents that we have are also all there so that you can read them if you'd like. If you're interested in getting started on the patches, of course, get back to the person who referred you to this Zoom or to this YouTube video. Or if you were referred by me, then of course, I would say don't go to my link. You can click this link just to look at look at everything there, but it's all retail prices. So as someone that I've referred you to, I would put you on a doctor wholesale pack like I did with my friend Carol. So you have that as an option as well. We can send you these videos they're basically testimonials, but truth be told, you can go to Love and Money Secrets TV on YouTube, which is my YouTube channel, and you can see many of these testimonials, or you can go to DameLillianWalker.com, and DameLillianWalker.com, that URL just points you to Love and Money Secrets TV, so you can go to that channel. That's basically it. It's a wrap, as they say. Any other comments or questions or accolades, Carol?
That was wonderful. I really appreciate it. And after being on the patches, now I'm seeing this and I'm hearing it better and better and better. And it's fine because I'm having experiences, and I recognize working with the body and healthy living and healthy things. So when something as subtle as these, because sometimes I can feel the energy, I'll get the patches on, and then my body starts waking up, and I feel energy going all the way through my body, my legs, and everywhere. And I recognize it as the body waking up. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited, because there aren't many things that do that kind of stuff.
There aren't many things that do that kind of stuff. And so you're absolutely right. So, okay, well, we're at the top of the hour here. Thanks for tuning in, tapping in, turning on, Carol. It's always a delight. My beautiful friend and gem. And I still have shirt envy. I love that shirt that you're wearing. I love that. That's a good looking shirt. I would see that on the rack. I'm like, ooh, I gotta try that on.
It's my work shirt.
It's a nice shirt. It looks very good on you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, you take care. Have a great rest of the day, and hopefully we'll see you at the 7 o'clock Zoom. And invite a friend or two to either jump in on the Zoom or to just call in that
So
213.
let's see. I have a family Zoom call at 5:30. So, and they all have, I sent the videos to them and we're kind of talking. I'm letting them figure it out because I'm just going to be the example. And they started waking up to, oh, maybe I haven't watched that. I better get watching it. So we'll see. Tonight's the Zoom.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, my beautiful friend and Jim. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.